Hi guys. So we are officially doing our first podcast episode.
Ever.
I'm honestly so excited. So first, welcome to the...
Two Flag.
Sorry. Let me start that again.
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. So welcome to
the Two Fly Girls podcast
with Chelsea Hackett.
And Rawlings-Rodriguez.
Love. So I'm honestly so excited. A little nervous, but excited. This is our first episode. So I guess we obviously have different reasons for starting a podcast, and what we want to give to the community in terms of the experiences we've had. Those that don't know, Beck and I both punch faces for a living.
And we do it well, mind you.
Yeah, we do it pretty well. So we both obviously ride the same experiences in our careers, obviously at different points in our careers.
Yeah.
But I think I'm so excited to do this with you because I think coming together is powerful.
Yeah, I think it's nice to be able to share our experiences outside of what you see on social media. I think, with social media, it's you pick and choose what you want to put out there, and a lot of it is just fight training based, fight diet, fight camp kind of stuff, and, a little bit of behind the scenes stuff also, like home life, but we don't really get to kind of explain ourselves either, or just
100%.
kind of pick each other's brains either on Instagram or Facebook like that. So it's nice to be able to sit down and have a real conversation and just kind of see where the conversation leads. We got into this not really with a plan, we don't want it to be, strict fight news only, fight recaps, because there's a lot more to us girls than just fighting.
100%.
And I think it's really cool to be able to share that with people.
Yeah, I love that. I totally agree. I think, a lot of what we post on socials is what we are known as, right?
Yeah.
The outside world knows us as fighters, but there's so much more depth to that, and that's sort of what we want to bring to this podcast is we are people at the end of the day, and we're females. And I think for me personally, I've wanted to do a podcast for ages, I really have, but I felt like I had a bit of imposter syndrome around it. I genuinely stopped myself from starting it because I thought I wasn't in a place where I deserved to do a podcast. Yeah. That's personally how I felt.
Yeah.
And I sort of just was like, hang on, get out of your own way. Yeah. You have gone through a lot. You can speak from experience, and I think I now want to help other women.
Other women that feel the same way or that are in fighting and want to branch out to other social media kind of platforms, not just, posting on Instagram, things like that. Yeah. And if we can pave the way, like we have in fighting, but you can pave the way in, starting your own podcast or starting a new business adventure with your friend or, training partner or, just kind of, you got to put yourself out there, and it's hard. I had the same thing, who's going to listen to me? Nobody cares what I have to say.
100%.
And then when you contacted me, I was like, yes, I do want to do it. I just didn't know where to begin, or I didn't know whether it was going to be worth the time and effort, or if people are going to laugh at me you idiot, I'm not going to listen to you. But I guess doing it with you is we're sharing that shame.
If we fail, we fail together.
Yeah, we can fail together. We'll ride out on the ship together and
I mean, it's either going to go all the way up or come crashing down. But
we'll have fun doing it.
Exactly. And I think we, female fighters, we're the 0.1% of the world. Females are supposed to do all this other stuff, but not fight, right? Yeah. So to share this experience with you, who we have so much in common, and I'm pumped. I'm so excited.
Yeah. No, it'll be great to kind of share that side of ourselves as well. Obviously, anyone that's tuning in, if there's anyone tuning in right now, they know that we're both professional fighters. I started off as in MMA, but I've branched over to bare knuckle fighting. And, I've had quite some success in that. Yep. You, on the other hand, started off, is it kickboxing or Muay Thai? Because I always get confused. Okay.
Yeah, Muay Thai. Yeah.
So you started off in Muay Thai. What age did you start fighting and training and everything?
So I started started martial arts when I was 8. So I actually started in Taekwondo.
Yeah.
So my mum and dad, literally just like took me to a Taekwondo school. They're like, off you go.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Go hit and kick something.
Yeah. It was literally just a sport that they chose for me at the time. None of us were like... Your feet together? Yeah. Is it weird?
Yeah, because I know you go back at the photos and be like, Captain.
Oh, yeah, shit. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. It was sort of a sport that my parents were like, oh, that'd be good. Self-defense.
Yeah.
Have fun. Discipline.
Yeah.
We didn't have any connections in fighting before that.
Yeah.
It was sort of, my whole family started Taekwondo together. My brother, my mum, my dad. We were doing it for about 4 years. Yeah. And then I started Muay Thai when I was 12.
Okay. So. And has your dad coached you your whole career, or has he just he's just been like an important part in your fighting and training?
I would say he's coached me from the beginning.
Yeah.
So even
I love that.
Even Taekwondo days, he ended up becoming an instructor at the Taekwondo school. So that's where it started with me and Dad, and that relationship, not just father and daughter, but coach and student.
Yeah.
There was definitely that bond set quite early.
Yeah.
And then when I transitioned into Muay Thai, I had to... he sort of had to let me go and explore different coaches, different gyms.
Go see the world.
Go
be a big girl.
100%.
Yeah.
But still obviously had a huge influence in it. I literally started fighting Muay Thai 6 months after I was training Muay Thai. So within 6 months, I had my first fight. Hooked.
I love that.
Loved it.
I love that. Similar with me, I had my first MMA fight. I think it was 9 months. 9 months after I gave birth to Ensign, and I'd only just started training before I fell pregnant with Ensign. Anyone listening at home doesn't know that I've got 2 kids, now 14 and nearly 17.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, so, I found the sport of MMA, and then I fell pregnant with Ensign. I kept training throughout pregnancy because I was like,
amazing.
I freaking love this sport.
Yeah.
I love it. I just lost a lot of weight from my pregnancy with Zake and just being really unhealthy as a teenager. So, and so then when I got offered a fight, it was like I was still breastfeeding when I had my first professional fight.
No way.
Going through fight camp, breastfeeding, no sleep. He was only 6 months old when I first got into camp.
That's insane.
Yeah, so it was a roller coaster, but I always look back at that fight camp and everything that, even the result of that fight, I got kicked in the head and got knocked unconscious for a minute and a half. Not your ideal, debut.
Yeah.
But I look back at it and I'm like, no fight camp, no other experience is going to be harder than what I went through 100%. In that fight camp 100%. Alone.
And look what you got out of it, right? It wasn't about the result. It's what you learnt in the journey to getting back in the ring after having a baby. That is insane. I could not imagine breastfeeding and going to a fight camp. Fight camps are hard enough.
Yeah.
You got to cut the weight, all of that stuff that you have to do, nutrition on point, training on point, plus your breastfeeding.
Yeah, and I didn't realise because I was still losing weight throughout camp, and obviously I wasn't eating, a surplus in calories.
Yeah.
Ensign was waking up every 2 hours to be breastfed, and I was, a zombie trying to feed this kid.
And the sleep.
He was starving. I was starving him because I was starving. And then my coach is like, you need to eat. You need to fuel yourself and fuel your baby. I'm like, oh my God. No one ever told me. I think there is not much information out there for women, especially women,
Absolutely.
When they're on their periods, getting ready for fights or cutting weight, let alone, have a young child that you're breastfeeding or just even trying to fuel your body and balance your hormones while pushing your body to the absolute limit. Which is another reason, we were talking before, I think it's important for us to kind of really dive into that on this podcast
100%.
Because there's not much information out there and we have lived it and breathed it and experimented. I know for sure I have with cutting weight and having to deal with hormones and periods and things like that, and I'm sure you have.
100%.
For how many years you've been fighting and training? And
it's like a process. It's like a never-ending process.
Yeah, and it's forever changing also.
I'm just going to pop on this side.
I thought you were going to say you're going to leave. So those that obviously, we are speaking to an audience that might not know us to the depths that some do. So I want to sort of go back to the beginning of Beck Rawlings because you have been in the fight scene for so long. Was I even born when you started?
I hope so.
No, but take me back to the beginning. Take me back to when did you start? What year? Yeah.
Okay, so I started training in 2010, I believe it was 2010, 2009.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to get into something just to get fit again. Like I grew up playing basketball and doing gymnastics. I was really highly competitive. Really, really competitive. Yeah.
I can relate.
Still am.
Yeah, I can relate. Yeah.
But yeah, I got really out of shape and I put on a lot of weight with my eldest, Zake, and I was just really kind of stuck in a really shitty kind of way, getting into trouble and things like that. So I need something that I will go and enjoy doing, and I'm like punching and kicking things. I like doing that, and I can do it legally. I don't go to jail for it. So that was a bonus for me. And so, I started training and then my coaches were like, oh, you're pretty good at this. Like, you have something.
Yeah.
Do you want to try MMA? And I saw MMA going on at the same time as well on the other mat. And I'm like, well, they're choking each other and they're doing like really cool submissions.
That's even more brutal.
That looks fun.
Yeah.
And I kind of just dove into it. And similar to you, like you had your first experience with it and just fell in love. And I can't imagine doing anything else. And I couldn't imagine doing anything else at that point. And so, I had I think I had 5 fights on the local scene in Australia. Yeah. My first one I lost brutally. And there were no girls fighting.
No.
Back then.
And literally to that point, there is still an issue, right? Yes. There is still such a small pool of female fighters in Australia.
Yeah.
Australia and New Zealand. Like, it's just, we don't have training partners. We train with men. Mm-hmm. So that's another, obviously, thing to dive into. But, were your first fights all amateur fights?
No, we didn't have an amateur scene back then.
Right, so you went straight to pro.
No choice. I didn't even really, it wasn't even an option. I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
I had, I think, 2 or 3 fights, and that's when Aftershock MMA came along, and that was like the amateur scene for MMA.
Right.
And a lot of my training partners fought on that.
Yeah.
But I was too far. I was already pro, so I couldn't, revert back to that.
I'm pro, but I'm just going to go back to that.
Just let me go.
Honestly.
And there wouldn't have been any girls anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, my story is literally the same. Yeah. Like, there's no girls, and the girls that were there were all pros. Mm-hmm. And I, coming from Muay Thai, had so much fight experience. So I was coming off the back of 23 Muay Thai fights. And
it's a lot of experience.
Yeah, so I remember, we were trying to find me an amateur matchup for my MMA debut, and my manager was just like, you're going to have to go straight to pro. Like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. And it sucks because a lot of the girls in the US, they have, at least 20 amateur fights under their belt.
Much experience.
And there's so much to learn from in your first at least 10 fights,
Absolutely.
I would say.
Yeah.
And that doesn't count on their record.
Exactly.
So it's really hard. It's really hard for Australians to kind of get ahead and get these fights under their belt and get this experience.
Yeah.
And, really just dip your toes into the sport without it
the
tarnishing your pro record, the pressure of selling tickets especially.
Yes.
And then especially like you and myself we went onto the world stage a lot sooner than what I believe I should have.
100%
I'm not saying I wasn't good enough. I just know I could have done better.
Absolutely. And I'm the exact same. Like, I literally feel like I'm listening to myself. Like, it's just like a copy and pasting going on.
And look, you got into MMA how many years after me? I can't even think.
So I got into MMA in 2018.
Yeah.
So I had my last Muay Thai fight in 2018.
Yeah.
And then I debuted in 2019.
Yeah.
Early 2019.
Yeah. So mine was 2011. I was in the UFC, I think 2014.
Yeah, wow. 3 years.
Nothing has changed. It's the same story.
It's literally the same.
It's meant to evolve. There's meant to be more opportunities for girls within the sport, and it kind of hasn't. We're kind of stagnant in Australia.
Yeah.
You're either at the lower tier in the promotions and in fighting, or you're on the world stage.
There's no in between.
And like, shame on you for being so good that you're in the world stage, but you don't have that experience under you. You don't have the training partners for you. It's a really tough situation to be in.
It's really tough. It's a grey area.
Yeah, but also it does also show how good, I think, not without tooting my own horn or yours is how good we are, because we have actually managed to stay on the world stage and win and make a name for ourselves. That's and so really be successful with very little kind of help.
Pathway.
Yeah.
It's so true. Yeah. And like it does take a bit, I know for me personally, to actually look back and say that, like and be proud of myself. Because we are on the world stage where the pressure is high and everyone's watching you, and you know, we have losses. I've lost big fights, and it's really hard to actually look back and go, hang on, I've achieved something that me 10 years ago would never think I'd be in this position. So, yeah, it takes a bit to look back and be proud of yourself.
It does. It really does, to look at it, the bigger picture, because we're so high, or I'm very hard on myself. I hold myself to a high standard, and I get really bummed when I think about, you know, my fights in the UFC, the losses that I took in the UFC. I'm like, I could have done better. I should have done better. Yeah. And I forget about the road and the pathway there, and how I shouldn't have even been there. Yeah. Like, and I made it there. So like I shouldn't be so hard on myself.
Absolutely. And the little wins along the way, and who you've become.
Forget the little wins on the way.
Yes. And who you've become in the process is more important than anything. Yeah. And like what you said before, it's such a I've lost myself.
Cool. Cat's like, laters. And that's my time.
That's my cue. Bye, Tal. Thank you.
Later.
Thanks, man. Wait till she goes out. What was I going to say? You said something really good.
The little wins? You forget the big wins? No?
Okay, yeah, I got it. What you were saying before about getting to the world stage too early, like I felt that so deep, because that is something that I've experienced, and I've had to learn on the job. Yeah. Literally learn on the job. Yeah. Because...
Mind you, the job's not easy. You're getting punched in the head or kicked in the head on the world stage.
Yeah. You're not just rocking up to an office being like, I'm here, ready for my shift.
My
shift means... almost dying.
Yes. Yeah. Someone's trying to hurt you on the other side of that fence, or on the other side of the cage. It's not just dipping your toes into a new workspace. Like, I forgot my pen.
Water. It's hot boiling water. You're dipping your toes into boiling water. Yeah. Can you get out alive?
Yeah. And not to mention, I think, I'm not sure if it's the same with you, but it was really hard for me to deal with the social media, with the fans. I still say to this day, MMA fans, and that's from boxing, bare knuckle, MMA. MMA fans are by far the worst fans.
I agree.
They're very wishy-washy. They turn on you in a heartbeat.
100%.
So I think the backlash from fans really, really got to me, especially on The Ultimate Fighter. Yeah. If anyone doesn't know what that is, it's a reality TV show for the UFC, and I didn't have a great time on the show, and then to come out and just deal with all of the public backlash on social media, it was tough, and I think that adds to it, because it's like, not only like we're in the ring or in the cage fighting because we love to do it and we want to win, we're so competitive, and then we got people telling us how shit we are on the other end of it.
100%. Like, why? 100%. Like, we are just trying to do our best. Yeah. And reading comments that people that would only dream to be in the positions and have the experiences that we've had, but they're too lazy, or they've just never had the work ethic or the passion to do something for themselves, and they're the ones that are affecting us emotionally. Like, it gets to a stage where, like, I just had to stop reading.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I used to read all the time. Yeah. I even started a YouTube channel, and I would vlog, like, really early in my career, up until I fought on Contender Series. Yeah. I would vlog my camps, and after my Contender Series fight, it just, exact same experience, it just turned to shit. Yeah. And I remember reading a comment that was like, I hope, like, I was doing a strength session and some guy was like, I hope you break your neck.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I'm like,
there's some nasty people out there.
Are you like, are you serious? Yeah. Like, so after, I was the same. After that, I was like, I can't give them any energy. Yeah. You just have to really block it out. But it's really hard. You're in the public eye.
It is tough. And it's like, not like, oh, woe is me, feel sorry for me. It's just, people need to be nicer.
100%.
But in saying that, a lot of the fans that I think I did a really good job of culling a lot of the haters. Yeah. And so a lot of my now people that follow me or comment on my stuff, it is really nice. It's really positive. It's the people that that I would go out and have a coffee with, you know, those people that relate to me. And I think it's important to kind of weed out the bad ones. And MMA just seems to have a lot of them. That's all.
I agree. I agree.
But yeah, like I've had some really nasty comments from people on there, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, who hurt you? Like,
literally, because that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, it is.
You're a hurt human being, and all you want to do is hurt other people.
Yeah.
And it's just, it really needs to change. Like, but you're right. You do. I'm the same. Like, I have such great support and a great network now that I just think that my space is, I'm just holding space for that, and I'm not allowing that bad energy to come in.
Yeah,
you just got to protect yourself.
You do. And I there was a turning point for me back then. Paige Van Zandt was really big on the scene, and she was, you know, America's sweetheart. She was this sweet blonde girl that just could, like, she wouldn't say anything out of line. Like, you know, wasn't mouthy like me. I've always been very opinionated, but had a, you know, mouth like a sailor, like, so I kind of brought that attention on. But Paige got so much hate, and I'm like, if people are finding a reason to hate this girl, there's nothing I can do.
It's true. It's true.
You're just finding a reason to hate people.
It's got nothing to do with you or her.
Yeah, and that's what made me, you know, kind of just go, like, it lifted a weight off, because I'm like, no matter what I do, no matter who I am, how I swear, how I look, if I had no tattoos, have, you know, long blonde hair,
you're going to get it anyway.
I had short blonde hair, people are going to hate on me anyway. So it was kind of eye-opening for me then, and that was like my turning point where, you know what, I'm just not even going to pay it no mind. I'm just going to interact with the fans or with people that actually are positive and nice and care and generally want to see me do well or generally care that, you know, what I'm eating for fight camp or how I'm training 100%. And want to actually get...
Supporting you.
Yeah, support. Just to support, not because they're going to get something from it at the end. So, it's definitely a big eye-opener though.
And, like... just being yourself. Just being, like, brutally, honestly yourself. Because you're right. You're going to be judged any way you come across. Mm-hmm. You might as well be yourself and not fake not fake anything.
Well, you can only keep a facade up for so long. If you're not being true to yourself also, people will catch you out. 100%. You see a lot of fighters out there that try to, you know, put on this persona that's not them, and eventually people pick it up anyway.
Absolutely.
So you may as well be yourself and die on that, you know, go out on your sword, you know.
100%. I think, like, I've got a question for you. Mm-hmm. What is something that when you look back at your career, so you got to the UFC, how long were you in the UFC for?
I think I was there for 6 or 7 years.
That's a long time.
I think it was, yeah.
How many fights did you have?
Oh, God. I'm not even sure. I should have looked that up. I had so many. Yeah. So many fights. I'm not even sure. I just know my record's really bad in the MMA record. But I fought some really tough and top girls. I looked at myself, especially in the UFC, as a gatekeeper. So anyone that fought me, and if they beat me, they would go on to fight for the title. Right. Yeah. And it's kind of as shitty because in my head I was there to win the title. Yes. I was there to be champion. Yes. And I just didn't quite have it. I just wasn't at the right time in my career to be on the world stage in the UFC fighting the best girls. So but it's pretty cool to know that, you know, most of the girls that I fought ended up fighting for the championship or were contenders. So I wasn't fighting. I didn't get given easy fights. I got given hard fight after hard fight. And with the UFC, I'm not sure if it's the same with PFL, but if you turn down a fight, you'd get sidelined for 6 months. So, and they weren't trying to look after me. I wasn't like their cash cow.
You had to say yes to everything.
Mm-hmm. And I couldn't afford to not either.
For sure.
I wasn't getting paid much, so I was fighting from fight to fight. And so I couldn't afford to not fight because, you know, I had 2 mouths to feed and I chose to be a fighter for a living. So
100%.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't change anything. Like if I could, it would just be not going to the UFC so prematurely. But I don't know. Like there wasn't really much options for me out there either.
Exactly. So, isn't it crazy? Like the same thing happened with me in Contender Series. Yeah. You know, like I look back and as much as I wouldn't change, like how my career has panned out, it is definitely for us being in Australia and females with such a small pool of girls, you know, as soon as an opportunity presents itself, you take it.
You got it.
And if you're not ready,
Tough titties.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But what are you going to do? Yeah, he's just going to sit at home and wait a few years, and that opportunity probably won't come again.
Yeah.
So, you know, you learn from those experiences and you learn from the losses, and they shape you into who you're going to become, you know. Like, I'm 26, so... For me, I'm still very early.
You're a spring chicken.
Yeah, I feel like I've got some time.
I was just a baby.
Yeah, I'm just a baby. But, like, I'm glad that I have experienced what I've experienced so early. As much as it was too early, I've done it now. Yeah. And I feel like the best is yet to come. And
yeah, I think... I'm not sure. When I first got into it, everyone was protecting their undefeated record. Yes. Like, it was like the Mayweather effect.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be undefeated to get in. And then a lot of Australians, mind you, got into the UFC, and they had these beautiful, shiny, undefeated records.
Yeah, but who were they fighting?
They weren't against anyone.
Exactly.
And so once they got onto the world stage, they got their asses kicked. Yeah. And they got dropped by the UFC. So I would much rather, you know, have a few losses and, you know, keep getting up and keep getting opportunities and keep fighting your ass off, not get washed, mind you. There's a loss and, like, losing a decision, or, you know, or getting, like, knocked out by accident, like a random head kick or something, than just getting absolutely, like, annihilated. So you can definitely take something from it, and I don't think a record now matters that much. Yeah. It's more about who you fought and what their records are. It's not about having that shiny undefeated record. So now, which I love, because, look, you see Alex Volkanovski lost his belt, took a few losses, and where is he now? Exactly. He's back on top. And you know, didn't end his career.
100%. You know who else is like that, which I love, is Max Holloway. Yep. Like, if you look at his career... he became champ at like 25, 26, right? And then Volk comes... he defended his belt like 6 times. Yeah. Volk comes around, beats him 3 times. He knocked down 3 times. And then he just he had age on his side. He was young, talented. He just needed more time. And look where he is now. Yeah. He's back on top. He's BMF champ. He's winning fight after fight. Obviously, Ilya's just a fucking monster, but... Yeah. So it's not the end of the world now. I think when you took a loss in MMA back in the day, everyone's like, oh, you're done. Like, even after I got knocked out in my first fight, they're like, are you going to fight again? Yeah. Like, that was it for me. I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, I know.
Of course I'm going to fight again. I know.
People actually think that,
they want you to retire. Yes. It's like, why?
Yes. But they also think that. It's like, oh, you lost, so that's it.
That's it for you.
See ya.
Yeah.
It's like, that never goes on in our head. No. Like... I'm devastated and I'm sad and I go through all of those emotions. I wake up the next day and I'm like, I want to go back to training. Like, get me back to training. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I want to get better.
I think that's what kind of puts fighters and the general public apart as 100%. Well, is we don't have that quitters mentality. We have... there's something different, something a little bit different in here.
We're all slightly tapped in some ways.
But yeah, we don't have that we don't have that thought of, oh, I'm just going to give up now because time's hard. Yeah. This sucks. This is hard, so I'm just going to give up. There's no that doesn't run through my brain. No, I'm just going to quit. Yeah. Oh, this sucks. I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to quit. I'm like, what can I do to not be put in that position again? What can I do to not lose again?
100%.
What did I do wrong? Yeah. And how am I going to prevent this from my next fight? Yeah. And so I think we don't really give ourselves enough credit for kind of as crazy as we are. We also have there's a good crazy in there that has heart, determination, no quit,
absolutely,
an ability to push through the most extreme pain and endurance that you could ever imagine.
Yeah, there is literally no other human being built like a fighter, and I fully believe that. Yeah. But yeah, you can only know if you've experienced it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the hardest part about, you meet people and you try, I don't know about you, but when I have conversations with people, they ask me questions and then, we're talking about fighting. I find it hard to open up about fighting or what I'm going through with someone that hasn't experienced it. Yeah. Because it's like, I just feel like, I can have that conversation, but there's nothing reciprocated. There's no I just constantly have in my head that they don't know what I'm feeling. Yeah. You don't know what I'm going through. Yeah. It frustrates me.
Yeah. I guess that's what we could use on this podcast
that's
too,
what
though.
I mean.
Is to let the general pop know, I guess the ins and outs of it and the mentality behind it and the things that most fighters probably don't dive into because of that that as well. Like it's hard to explain how you're feeling, so maybe we can bounce ideas, or not ideas, but bounce,
stories.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Because I know,
I'm sure people would want to know those things too.
Absolutely. And I know for myself, I've like gatekeeped everything. Like, because like what you said before, you only post highlights and training clips on social media, and my life's amazing and all this, which life is amazing. But us as athletes have gone through like the roughest of roughest times, and I'm now starting this podcast. I'm ready to share those. Like, I just feel like there is no point me holding back when I could help other females, other males, anyone that's trying to reach their full potential in
whether it's fighting or
anything that they're doing. It's like I want it to be real and raw, and like, no, when we cut weight, this is what happens. And we might have near-death experiences, and just there's so much that goes into it, and I'm sure you can relate.
Yeah, for sure. It's not always like glitz and glamour. It's not always what you see, I guess, on social media.
Yeah.
And there is a lot that goes into it, and there is a lot of, I guess, hard times as well that you've got to push through, or kind of you look into and go, why is this sucking right now?
Yes.
How could have I prevented, or how can I prevent tomorrow not to suck as much?
Yeah.
I've been like, I don't want to go to training this morning, or I don't want to do this because, I didn't set myself up the night before. I didn't get enough sleep, or I didn't prepare my, the proper meals, or, I decided to binge watch a TV series like I do and not sleep, and it's my fault, and I need to take accountability for that.
Yeah,
and
100%.
not just bitch out of training, or so a lot of the time it's just getting out of bed and just making yourself go. And once you get there, I don't know about you, but once I get to the gym and I start to warm up, I'm like, I'm so glad I came.
And you know what? Those times are your best sessions.
Yeah.
That's what I've found. I've found that the days where I'm dragging my ass to training, whether I'm sore, just mentally just cooked, like, they are my best sessions.
Yeah.
It's like something in my brain goes, well, you don't have the energy and you don't want to fucking do it, but now we're just going to go on autopilot.
Yeah.
And everything fucking goes amazing.
Or you're too tired to even have your brain overthink things. Like sometimes I overthink stuff and I'm like, oh, I'm doing this wrong. And I second guess myself. But when I'm really tired and exhausted, it's sometimes my best work.
Yes.
Because I'm too tired to overthink things.
I was literally about to say this because I'm currently in a bit of a stage in my career where my body hates me. Like, physically, my body fucking hates me. And I'm like, okay, there's only one thing that I can do right now, and that's work on my mind. Yeah. So I have, I've started working with a mental coach and a hypnotherapist.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm like 4 weeks in. I actually start hypnotherapy next week, and I'm
I can't wait for all the stories.
But I've done 4 sessions with him, and they have been in this period where, I'm injured and I can't physically do everything I want to do. But now I can really dive into training my mind.
Yeah.
Love it. The other thing I've been doing is reading a lot more.
Okay.
And there's a book called The Inner Game of Tennis, and I just finished it a few weeks ago, and it's changed like everything for me.
Yeah, okay.
And what you just said about overthinking, and as soon as you overthink, I'm throwing a cross, I need to turn my back foot, turn my hip, throw my arm. It's like, those that have read the book, you will understand. Person 1, person 2 in your brain. Person 2 is your body. Person 1 is like your ego.
Yeah.
And your ego wants to control your body. So it's constantly wanting to tell your body what to do. Your body knows what to do.
Yeah.
You've done it.
It's muscle memory.
I've done it for years. I know how to fight. But as soon as your ego comes into it and wants to control situations, that's where you lose the flow.
Yeah.
You're overthinking everything. So when I finished reading this book, I was like,
did you have an aha moment?
Literally. But through reading the book, I started implementing those things in training before I got injured. And it my training sessions transformed. Yeah. I was completely different.
Yeah.
And the other thing I noticed was I had so much more energy. I'd finish a session and I'm like, yeah, my body's tired, but my mind is fresh.
Mine's fresh.
Because it wasn't thinking about everything.
Yeah. It's a huge thing when you just. My coach always says, stop forcing it, stop overthinking, stop forcing it. And he'll go, I know when I get something wrong, because he's like, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean?
No.
Okay.
100%. My coach does the same thing. It's Ben knows when I see red or when I'm about to see red.
And sees your eye twitch.
Yeah. My whole body switches. But he's such a calm Ben, like, we'll get into like coaches and stuff in like episodes because I think that's a massive part of
huge part of fighting.
And I think we can literally talk a whole episode about coaches and experiences with different coaches because I feel like every coach is different and then every fighter needs a certain coach, right?
Yeah.
Ben, who's my coach at the moment from the Fight Centre, he's very like calm and clinical and like just never stresses. Yeah. Right? And I definitely needed that. I needed that in my career because I've had the complete opposite. Yeah. But yeah, like I'll be like halfway through a sparring round and I've just been cracked with a fucking punch, kick, something, and he like knows I'm about to like go crazy.
He can read it.
Yeah, because like I'm like you, I'm so competitive. Yeah. I'm competitive in training. Like
I know I've sparred you before.
Yeah. We've sparred, and I think it's definitely like there's positive and negatives to being as competitive as I'm sure like you are as well.
Because you can get in the way of yourself. You can get in the way of learning.
Yeah. And I've felt that. So, and Ben also knows that too. So yeah, I'll be like halfway through a sparring session, he's just like, it's okay. It's okay. Yep. That's okay. Reset. Breathe. I'm like, I can't breathe.
My husband Adrian, he coaches me also, and he's like, just breathe. I'm fucking breathing. Yeah. I'm trying.
I tell you what, being coached by like family.
Yeah. That's like, and question I was gonna have, how is that with your dad? Because that's your authority figure. That's your dad. Like, and I know I was the most comfortable with my parents. Yes. You know, so. And now Adrian, like I would never talk to Freddie the way that I talk to Adrian. 100%. Poor Adrian cops it when you know when he's trying to help me in cornering me in, and I bite his head off. Yeah,
I don't need help.
Fuck off! I'm trying to breathe. What do you mean? What, you think I'm holding my breath? Like I'd never say that to Freddie. So I was wondering.
You get in here and try again.
But he is a fighter. But he is a fighter. He's like, all right. He's put his gloves on.
Yeah, I'm like the same. Like how I talk to Ben is not how I talk to Dad. Like, like Ben will be like critiquing things and I'm like, yep, okay, yep, very like, and then Dad will try and tell me something and I'm just like, I just don't even like pull a face. I'm like, I know. What do you mean? I know how to do that.
Eye roll.
Yeah, literally. But it's funny, like a few weeks ago, I should say, Ben did say this and it's so true. Like Dad knows me on a different level than any coach would know, right? And so as much as like Ben's my head coach, Dad, being Dad, knows how to like pull things out of me. Yeah.
He knows what you're capable of 100%. As well.
So that's something that I feed off a lot. Yeah. And that has helped me in my career.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. My parents have never been in the fighting and it's like they hated that I wanted to fight. Yeah, my dad was like, there's no Carter in MMA, like hated it. And my mum hated it and still does. She loves that I've found something for myself, like my space and something I'm really good at. Yeah. But she hates watching it. She won't watch me fight unless she knows the result. Just because she came to my first fight and when I got knocked out.
Yeah, so it's about...
So it completely scarred her for life. So... I just can't imagine my family kind of being fight orientated. Yeah. Like I had to, but when I was meant to fight on BKFC, I was like begging them all to come. I'm like, this will be the only time you'll get to see me fight live again. Yeah. Like you probably won't see me again. Yeah. I'm like, you guys need to come. They're all like, oh, we'll try. And I'm like, just wanted my family there.
That's hard because I haven't had to deal with that. No. My family has been like so involved in my life, my career. Dad, obviously that, but my mum is like.
I've met your mum. I love your mum.
She's epic. She's like full on. Like, she's so. Yeah, she loves that I fight. Yeah. She'd be at every fight if she could. She came over to the States last year to watch my fight with Dakota. But yeah, she's like so involved. Like I remember early days in my Muay Thai career when I was super young, she would be like at the table, you know, at the local PCYC, at the table, and I'm like trying to listen to my corner, and my mum's just
you can
like,
hear his mum.
She's like probably drunk at the table, just like, no, like with the deepest voice, like no, tape, and that's all I could hear. Yeah. But yeah, she's always been like
that.
so involved. So I'm super lucky. And now my partner Jake, you with Adrian.
Yeah.
They kind of like, well, Adrian fights, so it's totally different.
Absolutely, yeah. And I as much as I bite his head off, if he says something, it's not like I go, oh, what would you know? Because like
he does know.
Exactly. And the fights that man has been in, like he has been in some wars.
Yeah.
And he has like I think I'm mentally strong and able to push my body to a limit.
Yeah.
This man, he has no quit, and his body just goes and goes and goes. And I don't know where he gets it from. And I'm like, when he does, seriously tell me something, I'm like, yeah, like I won't question it or be like,
because you're seeing it for yourself.
And I know that like what he's saying, he's can do.
Yeah,
I've seen him do it time and time again. I hate watching him fight. I hate cornering. He always wants me to corner him. I hate it because I have no control over it.
Yes. Anyone that I see that's not me fighting, I literally have a heart attack. I'm like, now I know what people go through watching me.
Yeah.
But I just, I'm the same. And like, I think that's another thing we should dive into on an episode is relationships, because I think they play a huge part in your life, in your success, in your career. I think choosing the right person is like so important. Yeah. And I think we can dive into that.
Yeah.
Like Jake had no choice.
Like he doesn't twice, Jake, if you need help.
Literally. Jake, my partner, he doesn't fight, he just trains. But it's funny, like you'd think like being a female fighter is a turn off for a lot of, it would be for a lot of people. It's like very masculine. It's a masculine sport. It's like we try to be feminine. Like
I'm trying with my long hair right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to with my makeup. Yeah. But like it's not it's hard to go to do both.
It's hard to girl and be a fighter, and I think even an athlete and girl, because you can't. It's just hard to have your hair always done or say lashes on or nails on when you're fighting or training every day.
100%.
Even like basketball, things like that, you can't have long nails. You can't really girl as much as I think a lot of girls would like to.
Yeah.
So it's finding that balance. I take my hat off to, like, especially you as well. Thank you.
You do it really well. But I take my hat off to the girls that, like, do it well.
Yes,
like, I struggle. It's not something that I really have to, like, force myself to do it.
Yeah.
I've Googled how to fucking be more feminine.
I struggle wearing...
I literally have.
How to be a girl.
I've literally Googled it because I'm like, because it does also have an effect on relationships.
It does,
like, Jake is like this huge, muscly man.
Yeah, he's a man's man.
Yeah, like sometimes like he would want me to be more feminine. Like I'm sure. So like that's something we can dive into. But
I think you scrub up all right. I think I struggle the most in wearing like girly dresses because I feel like a linebacker.
Me too. That's my problem.
Such broad shoulders.
Yeah, that's my problem. I know because I love shopping.
Yeah.
Like can't afford it, but I love shopping.
Me neither.
Yeah, but I know when I try stuff on, that's like a major mental thing for me because there's so many things that I'm like, oh, I really like that, but I look. Huge.
Yeah, look like a linebacker.
My back is just like popping.
Yeah.
But it's funny, like when I look back at when I was younger and the girls that I looked up to in fighting, Kaylee Reese, so many girls that I looked up to, it was a lot to do with how they looked as well. Like I'd be like, she's jacked, she's ripped, look at her shoulders. That's what I want to look like. Mm-hmm. Now I look like that. Do you think I think good things about that?
No,
I still judge myself. Like why am I so big?
Yeah. I always get judged on my old coach Mao. He's only like joking, but all the girls I'd fight would have a 6-pack, and I've never had a 6-pack. Like when I did gymnastics, I didn't have a 6-pack. Yeah. And I was lean. I don't have one. Yeah. And so he'd be like, "Oh, where's your 6-pack?" And I'm like, "How many fucking girls have I beat that had a 6-pack?" And I'm like, so if you want to get under my skin, just mention a 6-pack. Because Mao knows that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I've beat so many girls with 6-packs.
So it doesn't mean anything. I don't need it.
Don't win fights.
Yeah, literally.
And I'm like eating my feelings in the corner.
That is so relatable. Oh my God. That is so funny. No, but I think we're going to wrap up this episode.
Yeah.
I think that was...
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I think this was a really good intro, obviously, into what two girls.
Two girls, 1 cup. No, it's not that kind of podcast.
No, guys, no explicit. subscribe to our OnlyFans if you want to see. No, Two Fly Girls podcast. I think that's the energy we want to bring to this podcast, and we're definitely going to get guests on as well. In all different sports, all different.
Genres, I guess. Different topics, I think, is really important as well.
Yeah.
I don't want this just to be another fight podcast where we just break down fights and things like that. I think it's important to kind of branch out and talk about all kinds of things and relate to all kinds of, people as well out there that want to listen. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I think like my main drive for the podcast is obviously to share my experiences, share my messages, if I can like influence those girls, younger, older, anyone that's like trying to better themselves in any way, get somewhere in their careers. If we can just be that platform that they fall on and they're like, oh, like you get a lot out of these talks. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good job.
See you guys next week.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Make sure you subscribe.
Yeah. Come back.
Come back. Follow us on Spotify, Instagram, twoflygirls.pod, and also TikTok. So we'll be keeping the content coming. Is that it?
Dun, dun, dun.
How did we go?
That was really good.
Oh, cool.
I mean, you flow like easy.
Oh, sweet.
I feel like I was taking some notes. I feel like when you guys like lock in your segments, and because you're naturally